You know what's crazy? Most people would rather stay stuck than try something new, even when they're miserable. Let me show you why. Picture this. You have a bird in a cage. One day, you open the door. The bird just sits there, won't fly out. Sounds weird, right? But humans do this exact same thing every single day. Here's what happens inside your brain when change shows up. Your mind has two parts fighting each other. One part says, let's do something different. The other part screams, danger, stay right where you are. And guess which one usually wins? The scared part, every single time. Think about someone stuck in a job they hate. They complain every Monday. They say, I need to quit. But years pass by. Nothing changes. Why? Because their brain treats change like a monster under the bed, even when staying hurts more than leaving. The wild part? This happens to almost everyone, including you, including me. Let me tell you what your brain is actually doing. When you think about changing anything, your brain releases chemicals. Not the good kind, the stress kind. It's like your brain is trying to protect you from a lion. Except there's no lion, just a new opportunity. Your brain can't tell the difference between real danger and fake danger, so it treats your new job interview the same way it treats a car crash. Both feel like threats. Remember when you were little? You learned to walk. You fell down probably 1,000 times. Did you stop? Nope. You kept going. Because back then, you didn't know fear yet. You just tried stuff. But now? Now you overthink everything. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts trap you like invisible chains. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The fear of change isn't actually about the change itself. It's about losing control. Your brain loves patterns. It loves knowing what comes next. When you change something, you break the pattern, and your brain hates that. So it makes you feel scared, not because change is bad, but because your brain likes things predictable, even when predictable means unhappy. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two friends, both unhappy with their lives. Friend number one says, I'm going to change everything next year. Friend number two says, I'm going to change one small thing today. Who do you think actually changes? Friend number two, because they started small. They didn't let fear build up into a giant wall. They just took one tiny step. Small steps don't scare your brain as much. It's like sneaking past the guard dog instead of trying to fight it. Now listen close. This part is important. People who fear change all have something in common. They imagine the worst possible outcome, always. Their brain shows them a horror movie instead of reality. If I start a business, I'll lose everything. If I end this relationship, I'll be alone forever. If I move to a new city, I'll have no friends. See the pattern? Always the worst case. Scientists did an experiment. They asked people to imagine changing their job. Then they measured their stress levels. The stress went up just from thinking about it. They didn't even do anything yet. Just the thought made their bodies react. This proves something powerful. The fear isn't real. It's just your imagination running wild. And imagination can be trained. You can teach your brain new tricks. Here's where it gets deeper. When you avoid change for a long time, something happens. You start to identify with being stuck. It becomes part of who you are. I'm just not a risk taker. I'm too old to change. This is just how I am. These stories you tell yourself, they're prison bars, made of words, and you hold the key the whole time. Think about how change actually feels. Your heart beats faster, your palms get sweaty, your stomach feels tight. These feelings aren't your enemy, they're just signals. Your body getting ready for something new. But instead of seeing these as excitement signals, you label them as fear. Same physical feelings, different meaning. That's the trick. You might be thinking right now, but what if I actually fail? What if change makes things worse? Those are fair questions. And here's the honest answer. Sometimes change is hard. Sometimes you do fail. But you know what's harder? Waking up in 5 years and realizing nothing changed. Same problems, same frustrations, just older. The pain of staying the same eventually becomes bigger than the fear of change. Let me ask you something personal. What's one thing in your life right now that you know needs to change? Don't say it out loud. Just think about it. Feel that little uncomfortable feeling? That's not weakness. That's awareness. And awareness is always the first step. Most people ignore that feeling. They push it down, they distract themselves, but it never really goes away. It just gets louder over time. So, what do people who overcome this fear do differently? They don't try to kill the fear. They just stop letting it make all the decisions. They feel the fear and say, okay, I see you, but I'm doing this anyway. They also reframe everything. Instead of what if this goes wrong, they ask, what if this goes right? Same situation, completely different focus. Here's the part that might change how you see everything. Your comfort zone isn't actually comfortable. It just feels familiar. There's a huge difference. Familiar can be painful. You just got used to the pain. Real comfort comes from growth, from trying new things, from proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. The people who break free from the fear of change all do one thing. They stop waiting to feel ready, because you'll never feel completely ready. That's not how it works. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite the fear. You don't need to change everything at once. Just one thing. Today. Something small. That's how it starts.